Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to All Things Financial. And today we are doing a QuickBooks Online live demonstration, and we will be showing you how to set up your 1099 vendor. We're going to talk a little bit about 1099 vendors. Why do you want to set it up, and how to actually set it up inside of QuickBooks? So, welcome everyone. I'm your girl Elaine Forbes, Daisley, otherwise known as the Elaine Forbes, and I've been doing accounting for over 3 decades, almost 4 decades, I should say, and I've been using QuickBooks for over 2.5 decades. I'm a certified QuickBook Pro advisor and accountant, author, speaker, and business development strategist. I'm here every Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I do a live QuickBooks Online demonstration. If you have a question about QuickBooks, feel free to put it in the comment, ask your question. I'll be more than happy to answer any question you have about QuickBooks. And if you're on YouTube, okay, so welcome to those on YouTube, welcome to those in Create Financial Solution Group, and welcome to those in the Clubhouse. If you're in Clubhouse and you want to see the actual live demonstration, please feel free to click the link above my head and go to the YouTube channel. It's there, the first one on the YouTube. You can go ahead and watch the live demonstration on inside of YouTube. Make sure you turn on your notification when you go to the YouTube channel so that you can see when we go live. When we go live, you can see when we go live on YouTube. All right, all right, all right. If there's any question, feel free to ask your question. We're here every Tuesday, did I say that? At 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, with that said, we are going to go on. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Let me go out and share this. Let's share this out. Come see how 1099 VENDORS. Okay, we got it shared out. And hello, Jennifer. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming on in. And we are doing the live demonstration. We're inside of QuickBooks, and we are on in the YouTube channel. So if you click the link that's above my head, um, the first tab I think has YouTube. You can go over to YouTube where you can see where I open up live inside of QuickBooks. And if you have any question, you can feel free to ask any question. I'll be more than happy to answer it. Now, disclaimer, I'm not your accountant, I'm not your financial advisor, I'm not your tax professional. So please feel free if you ask a question, something that I share, you want to use it, please remember that this is not a one size fits all. So speak with your professional before you apply any of these suggestions so that you know that it is fitting for your business. Also, I'm doing this demonstration inside of a sample company, and in the sample company, it does not have all the live feature. So if you ask a question and that feature is not available in a sample company, it is okay. We can do a video, and or you can schedule a consultation with me. I'll be more than happy to jump in for 15 minutes and look at whatever you have going on in your QuickBooks and give you quick suggestions. All right, so let's get started with QuickBooks. So I opened my QuickBooks Online to this sample company. So the reason, okay, so 1099 vendors are people who you pay on contract, people who are not your employees. So there's two different 1099s. You have the 1099 NEC and the 1099 miscellaneous. Now, the difference between the 1099 NEC and the 1099 miscellaneous is the 1099 miscellaneous are for contractor who does work that is directly related to your business. and then all the other miscellaneous work that people does, then you give them a 1099 any FMIS. Before, what they did, they have different boxes that you could check so that you would be able to, if it was a non-employee compensation, rental, all of those, they have all the different boxes. Now, to make it easy so that you can just go in and check on this report. Now, you want to make sure that your vendors are set up inside of QuickBooks Online so that you can pull the report at the end of January. So you can send your 1099, your contractors, you can send them the 1099. So inside of QuickBooks, we're going to go to, okay, we're going to go to the vendors. Okay. And customer report. All right, let's change the view because you all know that I don't like to look at it like that. Sales expenses. Okay, so inside of your QuickBooks, you might see a different tab, but it is going to be either vendors or expenses. When you go to the expense tab, so remember, inside of QuickBooks, there are different ways, different places that you can access. You can access reports. So expenses, and we're going to go to vendor. Now, inside of the sample company, is you have the expensive bill vendor. There's also contractor. So this is one area that you can actually set up your contractor, right? You can set up your contractors right here inside of QuickBooks. Now, if you use this feature inside of QuickBooks, this is actually a paid feature inside of QuickBooks where you set up the contractor, where you can actually pay the contractor from this feature. If you do not want to pay for the contractor, now this feature, if you pay for it at the end of the year, when you're ready to do your 1099, this would just do everything for you. But if you're just going to track the vendors, so at the end of the year, you can pull this report. You can either use QuickBooks 2 or you can use an outside vendor. So we're going to go to vendor. And let's look at one of these that's already there. So we're going to click on the vendor and we're going to do edit. So if you have your vendor already set up inside of QuickBooks, you have your vendor already set up inside of QuickBooks. You know what? I didn't test my sound. Give me a moment. Let me make sure my sound over on YouTube is working because I've been known to do a whole video without sound. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure that we get this right because I still get it wrong sometime. Um, um, your channel. Sorry, guys. That's not show you how to set up a vendor to track them. Okay, it's on. Sorry about that. All right, so inside you'd put all the information, the address. This is where it says additional information. Sometimes it's like that, so you got to click that button. You got to put here, you got to put either the social security number or the business ID, the tax identification number. Now, this is where you send your vendor a W-9, and from the W-9 you can get that information. So you do track 1099, track payment for 1099, and then save. So this is a vendor that you already have set up inside of QuickBooks that you go in. So we go to vendor details. and you do edit. Either way, there's more than one way to do it. And right here, and then we would put the social security or the tax ID inside of and save. Okay. Now, if you're let's do a new vendor. So we're going to go back here to vendor, new vendor, and we want, let's do this. You know what? Let's change the name. And we want it to display like that. And then we can put in B at year. Like I cannot type USIN business ANY.com. And you put a phone number in and the address. Now, if you ask your customer, your vendor for 1099, you can actually go in and add that right here. So you can open and you can add that attachment right here. And then the ID, this is where you put the business ID. If this would work for me. I think my number lock is off. Okay, there we go. And then we'll scroll down and then you check the check mark and it says track for 1099 payment. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put some transaction in so you can see what it looks like. Save. And now we have two vendors. See, Elaine Brown and let's see if we have anybody else in here. All right. That is just setting up your vendor so you can track your 1099. So you can track your 1099. Let's just give me a minute. Okay, there we go. All right. So now if you're going to use this contractor feature, here's what I like about this. So now that you go over here, see all these three that I just entered, the two that I entered, now they're showing up on when you do contractor, because now it's showing up with a 1099. You can also add a contractor right here from inside of where it says contractor. If you do add contractor, hey, is that Patrice? If you do add contractor. Now, here's the thing when you do it from right here. I'm going to add. Awesome. So we're going to add a new contractor and we're going to call SOM. I got to put names that I can remember. So, and we're going to do the email address. SB at NWH anywhere USINESS.com. And then we can preview it. I don't know if it's going to let me preview. There we go. Oh, doesn't do it. Now, if you do add contractor, what that does, it actually sends the person an email, and it allows them to fill out your 1099. And then once, see, it says waiting for personal information, it will send somebody brown, it will send them the information, and they can actually go in and fill out the 1099. So now you would have had that 1099 information right inside of your QuickBooks. You don't have, when you get the document, it says waiting for W-9. So it actually send them an email. They can actually go in, open that email, and they have the 1099 right in there, and they can actually fill that out. So let's go back. So now we have these people. Now you can pay your contractor from this screen, or you can actually write a check, and you can go here. So once your vendor is set up, so we're gonna write Bob Burger Giant a check, and it's gonna come from our checking account, and we're gonna do contractor. Okay, so now we want to make sure that we have contract set up. All right, we're gonna use the, come on. We're gonna use building repairs. All right, we're gonna set up an account for contractors. So we're gonna add a new one. And we're gonna call this is an expense. There we go. Cost of labor. And this does not. And we're gonna call this contractors. CONTRACT. Contractors. And we're gonna save and close. And we're gonna say 500. All right. Now you can write this check. If you're writing a physical check, you're not going to print the check from QuickBooks. What you do is you do print later, and then you can just do save and close. If you're actually printing the check from QuickBooks, you can actually go to print. Make sure the number is correct and correspond to what you have on your physical check. And then right here, you can, in the bottom, you can do print check. And this probably won't print. It's going to ask me to set up. Remember, it's a sample company. All right. So that check is there. Now, at the end of the year, so let's go to the report because we want to see if that check, let's go to report, and we're going to go down to 1099 contracted balance summary. And this is all dates. And if we do this year, run. See right here, let's go back because we were writing a check for Bob. So let's go back to Bob. Let's go back to our expenses, vendor. Um, let's let's do new. Nope, we're gonna go contractor. We're gonna write a check, and let's do it right here. Let's do contractor. And we're going to do save and close. And we're going to duplicate this because we want to see that. And we can do view all country. This doesn't help us. Let's go back here. Summary. Let's see if Bob is there. All right, so it's not showing up here. So we're going to go back to Bob, to the vendor list, and view. It shows the check. So now we got to make sure. Let's go back. And let's do. We're checking, making sure individual. Okay. Save. No. It's asking for the social security number. We're going to say no. Let's go back here. Vendors. And Bob. Transaction list. And let's go here. Let's make sure that this, let's close. And let's edit Bob. Make sure that we are tracking for 1099 payment. Expense, account in default category. All right, so there we go. Save. And let's go back and that was one step that I missed. And why is it not showing? This should show us. Let's edit. And let's make sure it is picking up expense category. No, that's not it. All right. Expense and save. Yeah. Billable, print, save and close. Let me see if that does it. And let's make sure. Save and close. Let's do this. All right, but are we looking at the right one though? Bob Burger Joint. Contractor. You all contracted now, sir. Can't find a page requested. All right, so this is not working because we're in a sample company, so it's not generating the report for us. So, like I said, this is how we actually set up. So, let's go back to this one and see if we're able to make sure or edit. So we save it, track payment, and you have to choose the category, save. All right. And we are, all right. Okay, this the limitation of the sample company, so we're not able to pull the report any further because it's not going to allow us to pull it because we're not in a live company. But that's how you actually set up the vendor. So you would add the vendor, make sure you turn on tracking, and add the expense that you're going to use to pay the vendor, and then once you pull the report, see like this one, it's actually going to see we had this one shows up. That's because we don't have the check is not generating because we're not in a live company, but it does show up that Burger Giant because we did say to track the expense, so it puts it on the report. So that's how you set up your vendor to track your 1099 inside of QuickBooks Online. It will save you a lot of headache. All right. So thank you so much for those who join us inside of the clubhouse room, those who join us on the live on YouTube and in the Facebook group. Thank you for joining us. And if you have any question, feel free to put your question in the comment below. Put your question. We'd be more than happy to answer any question you have as it relates to QuickBook Online. If you need to schedule a session, the link is also on the video below where you can schedule a session to come on in, and we'll be more than happy to help you with your QuickBooks Online. So until next week, have a good evening, and we will see you next week. Bye.